like the old cup.
Damn, I gotta get my cup.
I said I like the old cup. Yo,
All gas, no brakes, all gas,
we in the
no brakes.
go-go. Hey, I'm in the go-go. I'm in the go-go. Hey, we in the go-go. We in the go-go. Hey, long live go-go.
Yo, what up, everybody? Super Saiyan Santi here, man. All Gas, No Brakes podcast. Doing something new right now. Going to be doing a live podcast interview with another podcast based out of the South Carolina area, Upstate Music Mine. And you're watching us, set it up. We're going to have Quanah Rollins on there, the diva. She will also be on the podcast as well. And my boy Ryan. So DMV stretched out to South Carolina. And we're going to do something different, something new. We want to have more podcasts, more all the time. So this is our stab at it. Episode 1 of these lives. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Young Show, he said
I'm
yeah.
so glad it's Thursday. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, we made
Hey y'all. See y'all.
Tomorrow is Friday, dog. It's Friday.
Can't believe I made it. Lord, if I was a pastor, I was showing her how. I'm telling you, been a rough one.
It's been, man, let me tell you. I tell everybody when I start my work week, I be like, it's almost Friday.
I mean,
on Monday.
Say that on Monday morning.
I say that on Monday morning. It's almost
Monday
Friday.
morning, I say it's almost Friday. You gotta praise it until it get there. You gotta claim it until it get there.
You do, man.
I'm telling you, it be rough. Especially when you got kids, you gotta wake up. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, kids, man. Oh my God, man.
Yeah,
They're a blessing though.
Okay.
It's a you tell me it's a blessing. I'm digging it.
Okay.
I'm digging it. I'm digging this kid movement, man.
I don't see that. I ain't gonna fucking lie. Shit.
They
I
can
told
be.
you I was gonna do my hair. I said, fuck that. I'm gonna be nice.
Hey, all gas, no brakes.
I can't. I'm fucking tired. These kids.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Quanah.
I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I'm already doing too damn much. I can't even do it.
Tell me about it.
Be tired.
Tell me about it. And then we doing this and
yes, and working
and yes. Creating other businesses. This show, guys that are watching live, this show is about entrepreneurship, in the DMV. In the DMV,
what's going on in the world? What's going on in our lives? How we can make it better?
Yes,
we talk about everything. Every and anything.
And we would love for you to promote your business. If you got a business, you got you're a musician, you're an artist. We'd love for you to just come on, let us know. And if you out of state, as you can see, jump in.
Yeah,
Show, thank you. Oh, Young Show said he got a secret crush on her. Oh,
Lord.
Oh, you're heartbreaker.
Yeah, I'm big enough to crush him too, I'm sure.
You're heartbreaker. Hey, I tell him, be more careful.
You gotta be more careful, babe.
You gotta be more careful.
This ain't what you need.
Do you got the red cup? I don't got a red cup, man.
I keep my red cup.
I had a good time.
We represent the 90s. I gotta keep my red cup.
Yo,
I had a red cup before I was even old enough to drink.
I ain't sneaking with the barbecue when they put them down.
You already know it's going down. I get my on there. You know them kid drinks ain't in there. I'm always in the wrong cooler.
Oh man, that's how you're supposed to do it, though.
I'm always in the wrong cooler.
Super Saiyan Santi, All Gas, No Brakes podcast. We are blessed today to have a special guest. This is a surprise interview for you guys, if you didn't know, because we just talked about this about a few weeks now, but I knew there was going to be some kinks, and I didn't want to make a big deal of it too much.
Yes.
But if you on here, you are going to see some dope shit, and you're going to see someone that we're going to be working with a lot more. So you want this not be the first or the last. This is not going to be the last time that you'll see him on the show with us. So we got Ryan from Upstate Music Mine. Ryan, what's up, brother? If you can give everybody all your tags and where we can find you, that'd be dope.
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. This is the first time I've done something like this. I just reached out on one of those platforms we're both on, and we linked up and had a connection, I think, right away. So I appreciate you guys bringing me on here. But it's called Upstate Music Mine. Like you said, the website is umpod.com, UMMPOD. So we say even if you forget it, you kind of still remember it in a way. So, yeah, umpod. And then the tags on the social media is the whole thing, Upstate Music Mine. So at Upstate Music Mine on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying to get it integrated in all the platforms. As you can tell, the Instagram is not the main forte, but I need to stop being an old guy and get with the times. Like you were talking to me about TikTok.
You're young. You gave me your age today. You're young, motherfucking dog. Hey, we cursed on this show, and you cursed on your show, so you're cool.
Damn right.
You're young, bro. Right. You're young, and you're only as old as you feel, brother. You're only as old as you feel. Well, thank you for letting everybody know where you're from. The lady down there to my left, that's my girl right there. Can you please tell us where we can find you at?
I am Carnival, and I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. I'm everywhere.
She is everywhere. And you are on Spotify.
I am. I ain't right. I'm on it.
Young Show Secret Crush.
Oh, yeah.
Crush. You see how much woman I am?
So someone has a crush on you that's watching right now?
Yeah, Young Show. He was on our show not too long ago, man. That guy's, he will be with somebody I would love to have on our show.
Have y'all ever brought people together before? Has there ever been a love connection from guests or people tuning in?
Not to my knowledge. They come with their own saying.
Well, I'm not suggesting it, but there is one of the guests we had on. So we always have artists, like a spotlight artist in a venue, but we have random guests in the community as well. And there's a music therapist. She had a lot of interesting things to say about that. And it's something that you don't really think about. But I mean, music makes you feel a lot of different ways, man. And
that is true.
Sound of emotion is the best way I can put it. And
absolutely. If you share the same mind of music, absolutely, that's definitely a connection. I can say absolutely, that's dope.
I think comedy and music have so many parallels.
Absolutely.
I think me and someone talked about this. The first time we actually got in touch. I mean, there's, I think maybe that's why I just let myself kind of be silly as shit half the time, and regardless of the setting, because I think it kind of translates to everybody, music and humor, and it's a pure kind of art form.
Absolutely.
I completely agree. I completely agree. And I'm going to throw another thing in there because, this is me. That wouldn't be me if I did it. Basketball, for some reason, also intertwined in that. I don't know why, but brothers be acting like it don't. Basketball players always want to be rappers. Then they play basketball, or they somehow find comedy. So we love that appeal, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I enjoy watching basketball players try to rap because it cracks me up. Sometimes some of them are pretty good.
Life is about transition. You got to be ready for that transition when it hits you. And when it hits you, you got to go with it. It's nothing to it. So when it's time to change it, you'll change it.
Right. I mean, you see a lot of like actors and comedians doing crossover stuff, and sometimes and they do like music. They like actors think they can be musicians think they could be actors. That kind of thing.
A lot of people don't even think that they could be who they really want to be. So they be what's expected of them. And that's a lot of those basketball players and actors and all that kind of stuff. They do what's expected of them instead of doing what you really want to do. So you might become something and really wanted to do something else and get the opportunity and jump on that.
Some comedians do make that transition well. I'm a big fan of the ones that do, like Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy's, but here we go back into comedy. We love comedy. Quanta Diva Violence, she's going to be killing it. She's one of them.
Will Smith is the best comedian transition I've ever seen from a rapper to an actor.
Dude, I mean, right away, hit the
Hands
ground
down.
running.
Hands down.
And he hasn't stopped in 30 years, right? Like the dude. I mean, maybe his music career slowed down a little bit, but
a little bit.
Yeah.
But his music did really well.
Did you get jiggy with it? Did you get jiggy with it? I did not get jiggy with it.
I'm gonna tell you, Quanta, we had this conversation last time.
Okay.
I necessarily didn't get jiggy with it, but I did like going to Miami.
I did like that one.
What is the second line?
And I like the one he did with his son.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I do like that one.
I think honestly, Big Willie Style was the last cassette I bought. I owned. I'm pretty sure before.
Cassette.
Yeah.
Cassette.
You know, you're old school.
That was it. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I remember putting a little tissue inside of my cassette to record over my sister's tapes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Recording the radio.
Okay, so I have a pretty ridiculous story for y'all.
Let's get it.
It's pretty embarrassing for me. It involves porn.
Great. Let's go.
All right, so I had this little boom box when I was like 13, whatever, and I had it in my room. Anyway, me and my friends were in the woods. You know, we were just kind of roaming the neighborhood, and we found this.
The woods? What neighborhood?
We were just, you know, neighborhood kids just trying to build a fort. And
what woods is in your neighborhood?
He's from South Carolina, Quanta.
Oh yeah. Never mind, baby. I'm sorry, baby.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean actually not as many woods. Greenville's like it's become so big, but when I got here, it was a lot smaller.
Right, when we was younger, things was different. Yes.
Oh, so we were trying to build a fort or something in between a couple of houses, and we see this magazine, and I thought it was going to be some, you know, Southern Home or some shit that we didn't care about, but we saw titties, and we were like, oh, whoa, what is that, guys? So we picked it up, and we're like, okay, it was some vulgar stuff, like it's some stuff I hadn't even seen. I'm sorry.
Maximum.
It was, I think it was a penthouse. so there was stuff, and I was like, why is there spit right there? Anyway, I don't want to get too detailed. So we all ripped out like a page and together. And then I thought my
first, it's only nice.
Yeah, it wasn't spit, obviously, now in retrospect. But so my genius idea was to hide it somewhere conspicuous. I said, I'm going to put it in my boo box, and my mom will find it there. My baby sister was like 3. That's where they put their little kid songs. So she got out the cassette player and found the lesbians making out, whatever picture I took, and then gave me a talking to.
Was it the lesbians making out? It wasn't the one with the spit? Well,
that was on the opposite side. You know, it was a magazine. I made sure to.
Yeah, and they were very functional. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one time the boombox got me in some shit. So probably the last time it ever did.
Wow. That is a wild story. Be careful with spit on magazines, everyone.
Right, look, okay.
It wasn't spit.
I know.
But no. So really quick, at work, I bartend as well. A really good bar in the area called Local Q. But there was this guy who had, I mean, there were some Southern boys down here, man. They you know, had their camo on and their, you know, overalls and their,
that's right.
Big beard. And they were just, you know, Southern boys. They brought their own fucking boombox that was like custom painted and shit in the middle of like our bar and just blaring tunes and like walking by tables and looking at girls like, what's up?
Raheem.
It didn't work for them, but it was still, I appreciate the confidence, you know, like.
Absolutely. You gotta have that.
You gotta have that kind of confidence.
I am Muhammad Ali about my shit. I'm already the greatest. Some people may not have got the news. That's fine. I'll tell you.
Not everybody realizes stuff. You know, a lot of people kind of take a few more weeks behind the curve. You know,
that's true.
Like me with Instagram and fucking TikTok and all that stuff.
I'm not that good with TikTok.
I gotta get my TikTok game up. We were just talking about that.
My daughter is 7, and she's teaching me.
It's not that difficult. You just do you. Don't become. I mean, if you're able to become someone else, cool, and then that works for you, awesome. But if you just do you, I notice TikTok gravitates to you.
Yeah.
Well, and I heard that it actually is becoming a decent little platform for musicians.
Oh, it is.
Get, you know,
no. It really is. It really is. My girls can really shake their ass. So yeah, it's really great. It's a great thing. My rent will be paid in no time. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's hard to put your ass to know music, to know beats. So again, the power of music, it's an array.
It's everything. It's a religion. It's a form of religion. Some people have to listen to music to change their mood, change what's going on, to think outside the box, to be somewhere else for a minute. I be trapping all day at my residential job. Like, what the fuck?
But you know, music began in the church.
Selling dope like a
I mean, it began in the church. That's where we got music from. Only the lords at one time where they played the instruments and everything, you know. So we've taken it and we've used it to our advantage. But just to keep on track, yo, I'm Super Saiyan Santi. All gas, no break. You can find me on Instagram or anything, any platform. I'm everywhere as well. Also, like shout out to my boy.
That Brady Bunch point.
The guy up there. Yeah, man. And shout out to my people's Block Party Entertainment, my boy at Rex Corolla.
Absolutely.
That's my dog. Block Party. Shout out to my boy OG_Frank. Surprise. Hey. OG_ gonna be on the next show in the studio. I pulled out OG Frank. So you guys are gonna see him back with his crazy ass. It's about to be wild. It's gonna be wild on Saturday. Some people
looking for him that let me know they was looking for OG.
Yeah, a lot of people hit me like, "Where's OG Frank at?"
They asked me where he was.
Well, we got him from under the shell. He's out in Cali. He's back now, and he is gonna be on the show, and it's gonna be a wild episode. To keep it moving, my boy Ryan, man. The way we do our show, we talk about trending topics. We kind of weren't going to talk about trending topics, but that's not who we are. We talk about at least a few trending topics. Yeah, we bring it up. And even if we don't care about it, we don't care about it, we still talk about it.
We gonna bring it up.
I want to talk about this Met Gala clothing that they wear. That's this big hype. Because I really don't care about any of this stuff, but people do care about it. And it's trending in the United States right now and all around the world what these people wore. What the hell? What do you think about this, Ryan? What do you think about it, Ryan?
Nobody really even watches the gala. They watch the red carpet. That gets more ratings than anything. And what people choose to put out there, because they're normally looking for somebody to make a statement.
Okay.
And so people definitely, dress themselves up as art. They get paid to wear certain things.
Yeah.
And sometimes they make a statement. So they look for those kind of things. And just like your boy was pregnant, I guess he had a miscarriage and now he got on the lavender sequence diamond robe with the pants set off the shoulder.
Why he look like a Power Ranger villain?
No, it's the joint that hit me was the joint from Soul Glow.
Oh, that was
the Randy Watson.
Funny.
They put him like Randy Watson.
Why? Yeah. I mean, that kid. I'm not a fan of the music.
No, but you know what? Whoever he got producing him is on that shit, and they don't give a fuck, and they gonna do it.
Yeah,
and I can't even fault them for it. The women look really good this year.
They look normal.
Nobody really tried to make too much of a statement. Because last year, Cardi B showed up looking like a goddamn blossom.
I didn't see that.
She showed up with the full flower behind her ass.
From the research I did, I saw Kim Kardashian was wearing a ninja outfit.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was Balenciaga. And that was Balenciaga. Yeah, she looked up. I mean, if people think that's cool, that's cool. I think it's different. I understand that from when I did the research on the Met Gala, it's about, like you said, making a statement, wearing fashion. But man, I mean, I guess we can't wear jeans and t-shirts anymore, so it should be, I guess, that outlandish.
No, you gotta wear some leather pants, and you just gotta figure out if you're gonna wear it to the left or the right.
What do you think about all this, Ryan? What do you think, brother?
I guess people would talk more shit if you were just wearing your normal clothes, right? I mean, if you weren't going to try to do something different.
So, because they want you to be outrageous and ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you went out there in some normal shit, they'd be like, that was boring. Why'd they come out in some normal clothes like that?
You might even do it. I might go out in some pajamas.
You have a favorite pair? A favorite set of pajamas?
Pair of pajamas?
Yeah.
Yes, my birthday suit. If I get too drunk, that's why I'm going to sleep because I'm taking all this shit off. It'll be hot.
It always.
It'll be hot sometime when you drunk, so you gotta take it all off.
Yeah, even when you're not drunk. I mean,
well, that's true. You're supposed to take it off then too.
Do you put a fan on?
Oh, always. I keep the fan on and the air conditioner.
Gotta keep the fan on. Always gotta keep the fan.
Oh yeah.
Butt naked with a fan
Whatever
on.
my father said to keep the electric bill down, I don't do. I said I wasn't doing it and I'm not doing it. Fuck that. We opening the windows and turn the air conditioner on this motherfucker. Leave the door open downstairs. I wouldn't give a fuck. I've been yelled at so goddamn much about that shit. Fuck, leave all this shit open.
With the
even
AC
your
on.
Bedroom door. I don't play with that either. I don't let no kids.
What temperature you got the AC on at, yo?
65.
Jesus, you cold as shit. What temperature you got the AC on at, Ryan?
Man, I honestly would hover around 65, but just because my kids and I don't want them to freeze their tushes, man.
Oh no, they got heated blankets and weighted blankets in here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they got on thermals right after you get out the shower. It's like an igloo. So when you get out the shower, you gotta hurry up and bundle up. Not me. I'm 41. It be hot in this motherfucker for no reason. Even when it's cold, it be hot some goddamn times and shit. I turned 41 and the goddamn weather start changing inside.
Is it already like getting chilly up
all
there?
That shit on. Huh?
Is the weather getting chilly for y'all right now? Is it starting to feel like fall?
This morning it was 60 something. So that's a change from it being 80 in the morning.
It's cold in the mornings, and then around the afternoon, humid. It becomes summertime. So it's like fall, early morning, 8 o'clock, summertime. But I love the weather here. Like, we're not going to get snow until about probably February. So it's hoodie.
We get all the seasons. The only thing, the winter be long, though.
Only in February.
The winter be trying to take you out,
the
winter? That's not right. The winter will try to take you out. But when I try to have, Christmas in Florida, it was a little different trying to dress up a palm tree and it's fucking 90 degrees outside. Trying to explain that shit to the kids.
Let's not even talk about that's for another day. Let me jump on to another topic. So Met Gala, whatever outfits. That's cool. That's trending now.
They are.
The girl who had the Western one was cool, I guess.
Which one?
Shanti looked good. She always looked good though.
Sierra or whoever Russell Wilson's girlfriend was.
Sierra.
Good.
Yeah.
She had on a belt.
That's his wife. I believe they're married.
But yeah.
Ashanti had on a belt. That was it. She looked real good.
For her age, she looks great.
Looks amazing. She looks amazing.
For her age, she looks great. Other outfits, like you said, the ladies look pretty normal.
They gave it up.
A$AP Rocky, I wasn't real. A$AP Rocky looked like he was wearing Fruity Pebbles.
Not with the Captain Crunch blanket.
The Captain Crunch blanket. Yeah, like he wore a Captain Crunch blanket.
No.
You gotta see it, Ryan. It's crazy. But he's all about fashion. So
I like it though. I mean, Rihanna's his girl. She gonna say, "Baby, wear it." I don't give a fuck.
But yo, you know what? Because we don't want to be on here too long. Let's jump into some questions about what you're doing over there, Ryan, and why we've connected. Like Ryan stated, we were on a podcast Facebook page, and you asked, everybody shared their links. I shared my link, and he hit me up, was like, "Yo, we doing the same thing, and let's see how we can combine the DMV with South Carolina with what we're doing." And I was like, "Yo, I like your show. I dug what you were doing." And here we are today. Ryan, how long have you been podcasting for?
So the show has been on since early May. So we're hitting right at about 5 months. But I've been involved in media and music ever since college. I have a music business degree from the University of South Carolina. So this is the kind of first time I've ever put it to good use. So it's been a fun ride. It's been a quick 5 months, but we're kind of hitting landmarks along the way, man. And it feels good to be able to talk to all these talented artists and business owners and people who are genuine and passionate, and also let me tell stupid dad jokes and have just fun conversations with them. So it's been a fun experience.
Not dad jokes.
Dad jokes. How many kids you got?
I got two. I got two boys, 10 and 6.
Man,
All right.
wow, that's awesome.
It keeps you busy, man.
I bet it does. I bet it does. So
you have
doing it for
maybe don't.
Huh?
Didn't you say you have a little one? Like
I got
very little.
Months. 8
very
months.
little.
8 months. I'm loving
man.
Exactly.
I'm loving
Soak it in.
though. It's fun. It's a lot. It's I had my child a little older in age. I had to knock out some things, man. And now I'm having a ball though, man. I'm having a ball. This guy he's keeping me up, man. But I love coming home. Because I know
That's what it's about loving going home.
You know what I'm saying? I get the wild out with him, and every day he's growing up and he's changing and he's doing something new, and everything to me is like, wow. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's fun. I'm digging it. And Quana, you got some kids.
That's what it's about. Now, if you was younger and you had like 8 by now, you wouldn't give a fuck about what the next shit. You just want to send his mama some money. But that's good. I'm glad you waited and nutted later and went on and gave it to, and treated that family right. That's what it's about.
Man, I'm trying my best, man. How about yourself? I know you got some kids.
I got 4 and a grandbaby. So that's why I drink. My oldest will be 27 in December.
Wow.
I've been doing this since middle school.
Wow. But I mean, it got to be cool because y'all got to be like real close though.
We are extremely close. So I guess that's the best part is that I know some mothers have to give up and do other things and all of that, but I stuck with mine. Like,
Amen.
I mean, I just knew what I didn't have, so I gave her what I would have had if I had what I wanted or what I needed. So, and I do it with my other kids too. They all right, I guess. I mean, my job is to keep them breathing.
She got some very nice kids, well trained. She ain't playing. I know you ain't playing.
And my mommy game tight.
That's right. Amen. So, Ron, let me ask another question about your podcast and what you've been doing. So, what kind of hurdles have you faced since you've begun taking this dive into the podcast world?
Well, I guess I just kind of jumped head first into it, man. My old bandmate and I, we decided to just do this because there wasn't a local music scene or a podcast about the music scene, at least currently. A lot of them had been shut down, with COVID because there weren't shows and stuff. And naturally, a lot of people, probably trailed off. So that makes sense, But so basically, just having that regiment, that schedule, it took me a while to start to get used to exactly because it's a 7-day-a-week thing most of the time. There's always something to do for it. And I have a couple people that have helped out, and I really appreciate, the handful of people that have been involved. But other than that, I mean, I'm doing most of the, stuff with social media, the website, the promotions, the booking, the conducting of the interviews, and everything else. The mastering or the mixing. I mean, goodness gracious, the editing can take 10 to 20 hours some weeks. But it's about what I love, so it's all worth it. And like I said, it's starting to pick up steam, and we're hitting landmarks kind of every step of the way. And this is just another one, doing some networking with other shows and being able to do that. So I appreciate you guys letting me do that today with you all.
Thank you. We are happy to work with you because we also want to spread our message very far and wide as much as possible, and work with someone else. That's how you're going to do work in this game. I talk to a lot of musicians. I feel like one thing about these newer musicians that I see that they're lacking where they did in our past when we were growing up. Tribe Called Quest worked with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
At the end of the scenario, at the end of the album, it was a scenario, and it was like niggas you didn't even hear about. You know what I'm saying? People you haven't even heard about, and they're on the album with them. You know what I mean? So it's all about that. It's about networking with other people, and that's how you're gonna grow. Together. I believe that a lot.
there is a story that reminds me of. So we had one of our guests. His name's Dr. Lovebeast, and he's a drummer, but he's a musician, and he did his debut EP, his debut album. It's a little short 3-song one, but it's cool, man. Stylistically, it ranges from hip hop to reggae to alternative to modern kind of shit, and it's a cool sound. But we have a lot of things in common. He plays a lot. Anyway, he co-hosted the other day, and it's kind of insane because we both went to this show in Atlanta. It was Green Day, Weezer, Fall Out Boy. So some alternative rock, punk rock kind of guys. There was a guy that got pulled up on stage, and we and his name was Clay. He was a guitar guy, and I'm a guitar guy, so I missed my chance, whatever. But the kid went up there. He did a good job. And then Dr. Lovebeats told me, you know what? 10 years ago, I got pulled up on stage as a drummer for Green Day. So he actually rocked out, did the same thing, but as a drummer. And it was a cool story. So anyway, fast forward a couple weeks later, one of the guests, actually the music therapist I was talking about, she somehow knew Clay, linked them up. So now they're talking behind the scenes, and they might do like a little live jam or, record something together for fun, like a Green Day song. And if Green Day hears about that, I mean, that's a really cool story. I don't know why they wouldn't want to share it and be like, hey, check this out. Like they came together from a random podcast, connection. So
yes,
that's something that we're going to work on here soon. Hopefully, and if it gets rolling, man, like that'd be.
But it all started on your podcast.
You never know who's going to know who. And this. So I almost interrupted you earlier when you said Power Rangers, because the first episode of the show, it starts off, it's a story. It actually ends with it. But I actually met this guy, and I don't want to ruin it. So let me tell the story as quick as I can, I guess. He was at my bar, and it was a busy night. He was sitting there by himself, just letting this fucking wildness go around, and people drinking and laughing and bumping into him. So when it started to settle down a little bit, I was like, hey, man, you're kind of in the eye of the storm. You're like just kind of chilling, doing your thing. He's like, yeah, it's all good. My life's crazy enough. I'm in the entertainment business, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, but what are you about? He kind of like was trying to read me, and I told him about my music and everything. And I was impressed with the questions. He like put me on the spot, and I was like, I can tell this dude is someone serious. So he put the ear pods or earbuds and put them onto my ears. He was like, listen to this song. And it ended up being the song at the end of the movie Step Brothers, like an opera song. It's a really beautiful song, but it's, anyway.
Not the Catalina wine mixer.
I know the song, buddy. Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah.
Not the Catalina wine mixer.
Oh my gosh, it's a great. Yeah, fucking Catalina wine mixer. And I think I said that to him. So anyway, he was like, I helped discover this guy, or like I represented him and got him linked up with the Step Brothers, production team or something. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, that's cool. So I was like, he must be some sort of producer. He gave me his email. It was Austin St. John. I'm not going to say it on air, but his name is Austin St. John. I didn't think much of it. I went home. Next night, I actually looked it up. I was like, let me see who this guy is. And it was the Red Ranger, bro. It was the original Red Ranger. And I don't know how he was connected to music and Step Brothers, but I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I looked it up because he's a little bit bigger. He gained some pounds. He doesn't look exactly the same. But as like I said, I'm 35. So when the Power Rangers was big, man, I was 12, 11, finding magazines and words and taking them into my boombox. But the Power Rangers were like, so it was kind of like, whoa, I didn't realize I was talking to fucking, it's just insane, man.
Wow.
So you never know who you're going to talk to. And like, that's the most in-depth music conversation I've had. Have y'all had any experience with celebrities or any sort of run-ins like that, or anything on the show that was a cool experience so far for y'all?
No celebrities yet, or if they have been, I'm one of the worst people when it comes to celebrities. I literally would sit with someone, and then someone would be like, that was, and I'd be like, oh, I had no fucking clue. And it happens to me a lot. But one of the cool things that happened on our show was we had a gentleman on the show. It's Gorgeous. He runs an independent music label that, this guy is, you can check out our podcast with him. He is on the go. The guy doesn't stop. He has a label. He's the CEO of the organization, has a slew of artists. One of his artists is signed with with Kendrick Lamar's label, the one he was just on. And long story short, there was a young lady on our show, Friday, and she was looking for, to expand her music. And I spoke with him. I was like, bro, you may want to talk to this young lady because she's out of the area. She's doing her thing, and she could probably do well with your tutelage. And she's now signed under that label with him. And she is, that happened from being here on the show and me meeting him. So I dig when stuff like that happens. I like stuff like that. That's what I'm all about. That's what this show is all about, is to connect people in our area, because like you stated, you felt like your music scene wasn't expanding or being known. I feel like here we're disconnected a bit, and it shouldn't be that way. Somebody has to put it together, and if we're going to be those people, we're going to do the.
Let's do it. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Mine. I've had a couple, but I guess one time when I met Brian McKnight when I was in Cali. But I guess my favorite was meeting Mike Epps. And when he came to DC, he is a cousin of one of my friends. And so we went to the show, and he joked on all of them, like ridiculously, like saying shit like, hey, oh yeah, my cousin, he sell weed, and he be saying his shipment coming in. This nigga ain't never seen a ship in his motherfucking life. So shit like that, it really set me, out, and I got to meet him afterwards. And I met Aries Spears one time.
Love Aries Spears. Love Aries Spears.
I'm real big on my comedians, I guess, more than my artists like I used to be. I used to be hard on my artists, but now I'm into my comedy deep. So that's what gets me. But Mike Epps was pretty fucking cool, I think. He was funny as shit. He thought I was funny as shit. We just vibed like immediately. And so I just thought that was really fucking cool.
He said that you got what it takes.
He said I got what it takes.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to motherfucking hear, because I thought he was hilarious.
Oh, I
always thought he was. Before I knew that he was related to a friend of mine, I already picked him out. But I do have another friend that's kin to Pam from Martin.
Oh, wow.
And that's her aunt, yes.
Wow.
She's
not Pam.
I grew up with her. They was across the street from us.
Love Pam.
Yes. Tanisha Arnold.
I love Lisa Pam. I love Lisa Pam.
I have some Arnolds on my page, so big ups to y'all. But
that's Pam from Gina.
That's Pam from Martin.
Well, from Gina. That's from Gina. From Martin.
And they folks, when they go to Thanksgiving and all that, I be ready to switch families like shit. Like, hold up.
Right?
Hold up. I'm a cousin. I know I didn't fuck one of y'all cousins by now. Let me in. Let me in.
You funny. Quana, do you have a question for Ryan?
Yeah, so before you did this, what were you doing? You were just bartending and because I would say I was a waitress. I never made it to the bartender, league where they doing the little thing for the show and all that. I never made it to that because I was always drinking and shit. So,
oh yeah,
as a waitress, I've gotten drunk with bartenders. I've just never been one. So, did you think that this would be something that you would be doing at this time?
I didn't know what to expect kind of when I first started it, but bartending has been also something I didn't really ever plan on doing. But, when I was playing music for a living, it wasn't the best money, but we made enough. And just kind of picking up shifts on the side, I just worked at a restaurant like bar back, which is, just stocking the beer and helping the bartenders get the meat, helping them get the fruit, taking out the trash. I mean, basically the bar bitch
that's a lot
is what they called us behind.
You know that.
It is. And a lot of times restaurants will let you make
no
drinks
matter
and
what
stuff,
you're
and it's a
going
good
through
way
in
to
your life, you got to be. It teaches you how to deal with the outside world.
Oh yeah, I think service industry, man. I mean, it's an animal to deal with. Like, you never know who you're going to walk up to, and if they're going to be rude or picky, or they're just not going to be in a good mood. And just, I don't know why you get if you're in a shitty mood. I don't fucking get that, man. I don't understand people who do
That's
that.
the
But anyway,
Mm.
I
they
created
waiting for
a
somebody to
national
serve them
holiday a few
afterwards.
years ago. Yeah, well, you know, and
Yeah.
sometimes people cannot be satisfied of what you do, unfortunately. But so there was this quote, this little movement going on called no tip or like walkout movement, hashtag all this bullshit. So basically people walking out
What?
on their checks or not tipping and just trying to mistreat the service industry. It was a few years ago. And when I saw this, I was like, all right, we
Wow.
have to combat this. So there's a Facebook group in the community of the Upstate called Upstate Behind Bars, and it's a cool little resource where we can share information. But I said, "Fuck this, man! Like, let's make a holiday for the service industry." And so I looked it up. There really wasn't anything, and I just kind of made one. And the Fox Carolina news team heard about it, and they got me on the news, and we did this little segment, and it was cool, man. And they interviewed me on air, and I talked about this holiday. But the weird thing, so it's September 20th, by the way, it's coming up. But it's something that I don't really
Okay.
talk about as much because honestly, and the reason it's the 20th is to emphasize 20%. You know, that's kind of
I say
the
let's
general
push it.
unwritten
Let's
rule.
push that.
Like,
Let's push that.
yeah, if y'all want to
So
talk
you
about
were
it a little
saying
bit,
it's
it's
the
nothing
20th.
that I thought about.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
lost you.
the 20th of
You said it's the
September.
20th for what reason?
Because 20% is kind of the unwritten rule in service industry
That's
for like
right.
the
I knew
tips
it.
that is provided for good service. You know, like and some people are like, oh, that's too hard to do math. Well, all you do is you divide it by 10. You move the decimal over basically, and then multiply that number by 2.
That's all you.
I'm Asian. I'm sorry. I got math. I'm not Korean. I'm surprised I went 25 minutes without doing an equation for y'all.
You said you moved the decimal
Hold
over.
on. Wait a minute. You said you're Asian?
I'm half Korean. I can't really speak any of it. You know, I'm young. Hey,
Oh
but
my God.
yeah. So,
Okay, cool. Learn something new every day. I didn't know. I didn't know, but you gave it to us. So
That's
what I
awesome.
normally do is I double the first number when I tip.
oh gosh, yeah, I don't even
there
know.
you go.
I know how to
The
count to
math will
10.
number. Okay.
German, French, Spanish, English, of course, but not Korean, dude.
What I always
I have
do is
no
I
idea.
double the first number.
Now I know how to count to 10 though.
And if it's like a triple digit check, I'll just double the first two numbers. Is what I do.
Oh shit! Hold on, we're talking about.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I misunderstood what you said. I thought you said, how do you say one in Korean?
Oh no! I was saying in regards to the tips, I double the first number, and if it's a 3-digit check or whatever, I'll just double the first two numbers, and if it was anything more than that, that's what I do.
Right. And that's the simplest way to do it. Right? That's basically the way I said it. You said it kind of easier, honestly. So, yeah, you know, and it's just something that like all these people saying like, hey, go out there and mistreat your service and stuff. I said, fuck that. So I created this little holiday. It had a little steam that year, but it's nothing like huge. But people did a couple of people got rubbed the wrong way because the nickname for it was Tiptember, because it was September 20th. I think some people took that as like pushy. So I haven't really gotten on that train recently. But after COVID, I mean, the industry that got hit the worst, I think, is, I mean, one of them, obviously, there's a lot, but I mean, the food and beverage service industry, man, I think that's one of the most massive hits, you know, especially like local breweries and restaurants.
He's out in South Carolina.
Gosh.
I see that.
Right, am I back
That's
on?
them woods for you.
He's in the woods. He's by
That's
the
the woods for you. You need more telephone poles than woods. You got all that woods. You got telephone poles.
We got no woods. We got telephone poles and bricks.
We be lucky to see the sun.
Should be lucky to see a wild animal.
I'm trying. Oh my God! I'm like, it was a deer at the end of my street. I'm terrified of deer. Have a deer ever yelled at you?
No.
I had a deer yelling out. It must have been a black deer. She must have been light skinned. She yelled at me in my face. I was with my girlfriend Karima. We pulled up and you know them driveways is all street. It's their own street.
Yeah.
Okay, we going down there and the deer was coming. It was a couple of them. And then one of them stopped and looked and yelled at me. And I
What
said,
sound
and she was
does
like,
a
"Girl,
deer
you tear
make?
my car up." He
What
went
What
sound?
sound does this
like
dude
that.
make? Goodness.
Said,
What?
like that.
I wouldn't know. I have no idea.
I didn't know that deers even make noises.
We in the city. So myself, I'm from. I lived in Brooklyn. I'm actually Hispanic. I actually speak Spanish and everything. And but I lived in Brooklyn and I lived in the DMV. My middle school to high school career. So I've always been in bricks. It's always been
In the
bricks for me.
bricks.
So if a
I'm gonna tell
deer,
you something
like
about the
what?
bricks. I'm gonna tell you something about the bricks. I was at my girl Neon's house in the bricks and the Marcy's. Let me tell you, every floor looked the same. The only reason why I know it was her house, it was an orange crushed soda bottle outside the door, right? That first door when you come up them steps. So I knew. I said, somebody move this bottle. I ain't gonna know what the fuck.
You telling me your landmark was a soda bottle, son?
It was an orange soda. It was halfway full. And not they half full because, I'm a believer, not half empty. It was half full at the top of the stairs. So I knew that was her, and I walked down 4 doors and that's her door. If anybody ever moved that joint while I was on vacationing in the bricks.
You too funny. You too funny. You too
I wouldn't
funny.
have made it, bro. I wouldn't have made it. I ain't no goddamn Keisha Cole. I ain't no goddamn Alicia Keys.
You like Crush, Kiss,
Yes.
Fanta, Crush? Which one?
It was a crush. It was an orange crush can.
I think that's Orange Crush.
Orange Crush.
Yep.
Orange.
Half full right outside the stairwell door.
So Ryan, with you doing, with you being in podcasting and a little bit about me myself, because we haven't spoken about what I've done as well. So I'm gonna give it to our fans. You said you have a business. You special, but yo, I myself, just quick to let you know who I am and what I've done. I am got a degree in business as well. I went to University of Maryland. Go Terps all day. I love Maryland. And I went to Full Sail University. I have a degree in audio engineering. That's where I met my boy at Rex Carolus, Block Pine Entertainment.
One and only.
That guy is amazing. So I share your love for music as well. I have a passion for it as well. And I also dabbled in music as myself as well. My question then is, what has surprised you in the world of podcasting thus far? What has anything surprised you, or you felt like you knew this was going to happen?
So maybe, I guess the extent of how many podcasts there really are, man. I think there's a few 100 million or something that I saw. So I mean, that's insane. Now, most of them are going to be kind of just guys talking shit with each other, of course. And then I think you kind of have tiers, but I learn new stuff every day. Basically, ways of monetizing it, ways to distribute it. There's a lot of avenues to go through that I really had no idea. When I first started, like I said, I didn't really have a goal per se, other than it would be nice to make it a career one day. But like I said, I'm learning something every day, basically, that I do this, and it's been a fun ride, man. But I think eventually I'm going to need some more people on the team because there is so much stuff that goes involved.
It is, and I'm blessed that our team has grown with Quana joining, and my boy Rex Carolus, and my boy OG Frank, and we finally are. Every day we're expanding as we're getting more popular. People are reaching out and wanting to join. So, got to put them to work soon. Quana, you'll see that happen soon. You'll see that real soon, because I got 2 new people for us that's going to be handling.
Okay, let's get it. I'm with. I'm with all that. I mean, hard. We all need all the love the fuck we get. But I'm gonna say something about the Terps, okay?
Yeah, go please.
No, it's not specifically about that.
Okay.
But it's 2 things I will never see, and that's a turtle with speed and a bitch I need. And that's all the fuck on my goddamn side.
She is off the chain. Right.
Throw that out there.
There's a question that we like to ask a lot of our guests that are on the show. If you can give us your top 3 influencers in life, and it doesn't have to be musicians, it could be throughout walk of life. Your top 3 people.
Always a good question.
I love that question. Yeah,
it's the best fucking question. Okay, go ahead, answer.
Goodness, yeah, it's such a good question.
And why they are their favorite?
Okay, well, I mean, I think we.
And why? Yeah.
I need the man upstairs. I don't know if it has to be, not.
Well, you know what? We can skip the man upstairs because that's like given. We believe that's a given.
That's
so let's say, but let's say, honestly, I obviously am going to resort to music out of the gate initially, but I'll pick a couple different fields here. But for music, Johnny Resnick is the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls, and this sounds weird because Goo Goo Dolls are just this like pop rock. A lot of people kind of,
They're a little bit everything. They're a little bit everything.
But they are still playing, man. They're basically as old as I am. They're 35 years into it, and they started as a punk rock band like I started, which I think punk and like early hip hop and a lot of forms of music that were in their beginning stages is like raw, and it's about kind of your poetry and your emotion and creating a new form, combining different elements together kind of thing. And so that kind of music appealed to me, and the Goo Goo Dolls ended up writing all these ballads and acoustic stuff, but that's the shit that I write. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I write all kinds of stuff, but most of it is going to be folk driven, acoustic, emotional, kind of feel good or feel something to listen to when you feel that kind of music, and the Goo Goo Dolls were just masters of that. So Johnny Resnick, man, I played guitar like he played when he was younger. I think I write like he does. And the fact that they have sustained that this long. Actually, this shirt right here, this is an old TV channel that doesn't exist, Much Music USA. All right.
Okay.
These 2 little like rock symbols or whatever. And then this is like my stupid sticker for my show. But anyway, so this was something I got because there was a contest called Class Dismissed. And they basically got you out of your high school and played a private show for everybody. And I got in the top 3. I didn't think I was going to get anywhere with it, but it was online. And they did a phone interview, called me up. I submitted an essay, and I almost won. I didn't end up winning, but this was a consolation prize. But the Goo Goo Dolls were going to come to my fucking school. And I don't know if it would make me cooler or more of a dork. I don't know. But, I was close. And so I still have this fucking shirt. If I ever meet Johnny Resnick, I'll be like, hey, man, this was my consolation prize.
Yes.
Sorry, I went off on a huge tangent there, but the second one, maybe I'm going to take it from.
Love it.
I think sports. I think there are, I think we said a lot of parallels in different forms of entertainment and art, but sports, man, a lot of people relate to that, and I don't know if it's a simplistic, humanistic, animal, primal thing for men to run fast and miss each other and hit each other and do all this athletic competition, but hey, I love football. I love sports. Hines Ward is a legendary Steeler, and I'm half Korean, bro. He was half Korean and half black, but he was a great receiver. He was unlike any other, and he was the toughest son of a bitch on the field too, man. And he wore 86. I was born in 86. So that guy, man, when I thought I might be a football player one day, that's somebody I looked up to, man. And obviously it was like, wow, I can, maybe do whatever I wanted to do as a, kind of goofy Korean kid.
Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome. That's great. But, I haven't heard that name in forever, but he was a beast, dude. He was a beast.
Oh, man. And my family's from Pittsburgh, so like I got that ingrained. And when I say, you hear it, when I say Pittsburgh, I kind of sound like Pittsburgh. Go down.
In Pittsburgh, you cannot call it a steak and cheese. It is a cheesesteak. Cheesesteak. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a cheesesteak. It's not steak and cheese like we say.
Got to go for Manny Brothers. That's the staple in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
The fucking.
What is it called?
7 pound
when I go there.
It's Permane Bros. Permane Brothers. It's a sandwich shop that's like a legendary sandwich shop in Pittsburgh. Like if you ever see like celebrities or athletes, they always have to go there when they're in Pittsburgh. So.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
We like to eat.
We like in the projects.
Oh, you was in the. In
No, I
Pittsburgh?
was in the projects. Yeah, I was in the projects of Pittsburgh, Westgate.
You found your way to the
Big up
projects
to
in Pittsburgh?
Westgate.
Shout out Westgate. Shout
But you
out
can't call this
Westgate.
steak and cheese a cheesesteak.
It is a cheesesteak.
It's not a soda, it's a pop. Y'all got
It's a pop.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, it
Catch
is
you
a
a
pop.
Jitney and go to the bar.
Yep, pop, man. That's like vacations and shit. Hey, Ryan, go give me a pop.
Catch you a Jitney and go to the bar.
Yeah, it's funny.
So who's your number three? Who's your number three influencer and why? The third one.
Number three, I gotta go with my mom, man. You know, she did so much for me, and she is formed. So this is a story I told on the podcast a few weeks ago, but you know, aside from her giving me that humor, the corny humor, and the kind of look on life and the open-mindedness and all the stuff that I appreciate that is part of my personality today. She also helped me get a glimmer into music and stuff. And my first sentence was, "Mommy, don't sing," because I guess she wasn't that great. But it's a funny story that she likes to tell, and I like to tell too. It's like, hey, you know, I knew from the get-go that was even, you know, my first words were. So yeah, man, I know it's kind of an easy answer, but you know, my mom's, man.
No, that's your answer, man.
Let me tell you something. Mommies feel the same way about their boys. Don't do it. Don't do it. We feel the same way about our boys. Ain't no little nasty bitch gonna get my side. No, she not. No,
look,
she not.
Let her be nasty with your boy.
I would tell her mother, and she could
look.
I would.
Yo, are you watching? I know you watch Netflix. We watch a lot of TV. You watching Wife and Kids when Junior had sex in the bed with this girl with Megan Good in the bed. So Junior on Wife and Kids had sex with Megan Good on Damon Wayne and Gina's bed.
And I would have did it live. Okay. God, I would have went live. I wouldn't even give a fuck. I would have went live. You'd have been upset.
You gotta let them finish up though. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That's my thing. I will be outside rooting for it. That's my baby tearing that ass out. That's my baby. I know who my baby is. I ain't raised no motherfucker that's gonna bullshit. We on it. That's right, honey. She can't breathe. Make sure she can breathe.
You're so funny. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. They need moms like that.
I'm gonna order y'all pizza. Now go on now. It'll be downstairs. Give her the tip that's on the counter.
Oh no.
That's right. $40. $40.
Ryan, we're gonna Ryan, we always she's hilarious with that. Right, Ryan, do you have a question for us? We also ask our guests to, ask us a question, and so we can answer for you. Do you think you want to ask at all?
Yeah. So, okay. How long have you guys been doing this, I guess? And what's your favorite part about it, I guess, for each of you there?
Oh, well, he been doing it longer than me. I'm waiting to come.
That's what she said.
She's hilarious. You since you started answering first, Quada, you can answer the question. So I like my used to this. This is how our show is off the chain.
Okay, my bad.
No, yeah. What's like? I mean, what's your best kind of? What do you take from this that you're like, you know what? This is why do you love doing this? I guess is the best way to put it.
You can take it, Quada.
Me?
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you answered.
I mean, I did it because when I came back from Florida, I definitely wanted to broadcast who I am, and this was the platform for me to do it. And he was waiting for me to come back, or he was glad that I came back, because as soon as I came back, he was like, "Are you ready to be on the show? Because we still got the show, and we're ready to expand and do more." And he's like, "Are you still doing comedy? Because we need you here, So I'm there. I'm like, okay, why not? Life is going on. Didn't know the pandemic and all of that was going to hit, and I was going to need to be somebody different. But I I just enjoy being myself and being able to say whatever I want to say whenever I want to say it. And I live a stress-free life. So I don't, I'm in control of my own happiness, I guess. So if I can invest in a job, I can definitely invest in myself. And so I take time out to invest in myself. This is a hectic business. You got to be on all the time. You got to stay relevant. And I know when I started, that's what I signed up for. So I'm ready. I used to be a waitress, whatever. So I was in the front of the house. I've been there. And I know it's not easy. So, but I do know how to deal with people. And that's something that I've always been able to do. And that's why waiting tables was good for me. It taught me a lot about people and how to move on. When that job ain't going right, I went to a different restaurant and I just kept moving on until I, got what I needed. So, I would say that's a good launch pad is the hospitality industry. It will teach you a lot about yourself and a lot about other people, and you learn how to be happy regardless, kind of thing.
Hey, you've been podcasting now with us for like a year now, right?
Yes. Yeah, at least
a year.
At least maybe 2 now.
Right,
going on 21.
Yeah, I think it's 2. Yeah, by 2. Maybe we're going on our second year.
How many questions do you get an episode then? I mean, before I connected, I saw you had a guy that was crushing on you, right? So
no, I mean, you know what? It just comes with it. That's just something that comes with it. I don't deal with nobody, and I don't care about nobody. I don't do no big deal with nobody, and I'm not touching nobody else's dick. So I'm okay with them coming out and they send the pictures and the videos and all that. I mean, but I'm okay with myself, So I don't jump out there. I feel like if there's a man for me, he'll know what to do to get me. So I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Amen. And woman. And
I'm not touching nobody's dick for nothing.
Ryan, to answer your question, so how I got into podcasting, I actually was invited to join a podcast, not specifically this one, but a podcast. And then eventually we all teamed up and started this one together. And so it's been about 3 years for me. I think 3 years, because Quanta's been 2. We were already on for about a year. Then we lost some folk, and then like she stated, I was waiting for her to get over here. And funny story about us, Quanta and I, we grew up together. Actually, we grew up together. We were 11 or 12. We knew each other when I first moved.
I was the loud girl on the bus.
She was a loud girl on the bus.
Yes, she was. On the bus.
She was always like live like this. She was never not. And I thought she was always hilarious. And then when I saw that she was doing comedy when we were older, I was like, of course. And I couldn't wait for her to get down. And when she did, I was happy to have her on the show. So I love doing this because I love networking. I love business. I love business. Business is like, I'm addicted to it. I love business. I love selling. I love selling. I love strategy in business. I love how podcasting allows us to network with entrepreneurs, small businesses, large businesses, musicians. Those are entrepreneurs. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all trying to get ourselves known. We're trying to make this be our living. So we don't have to work.
We're all self-contractors.
We are. So my favorite thing is working with people that are trying to make something of themselves and then seeing them do it. I have a great story that I love is from the show. A little bit before you joined the show, we had a guy that's becoming an actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm moving to California. I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to get on a TV show. And I was like, dope. I'm like, can't wait. And we had a great interview with him. Shout out to my boy Che. And Che was on Insecure. He was on Insecure, HBO, hit TV show on HBO. He was on the show. And now he's on doing voiceover acting. He's acting everywhere. He just got into the guild. The guy is blowing up. And he started his first podcast, his first interview was with us, like on our show. And that's why we created this show, because for people that are in our area that aren't getting this platform where they can speak to someone and shout out to the world what they're doing. So that's why I enjoy doing this. And of course, the goal is, of course, monetization, so we can do this more often. And that's why when I download this video, guys, please support All Gas No Breaks. We take donations.
We doing
Please,
it. We doing it.
donate. We appreciate it because we just added more equipment to the podcast, and eventually the podcast will eventually be
super sick and ridiculous.
Into a digital marketing advertising firm, which
all that.
That's what the goal is at the end of the day, is showing that we can do this and we got our area locked. We got a market. You know what I mean?
We absolutely do.
So you guys, like I lived outside of Norfolk in Portsmouth, Virginia. So do you have any sort of reach in that kind of specific region too? I would assume.
The DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia they're our number one states.
Yes.
Cities.
I didn't want to sound like an idiot and ask what DMV meant. So I guess I ended up.
No. If you're not from here, you wouldn't know.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia. DC, Maryland, and Virginia is DMV.
In my roots, man.
It could mean Department of Motor Vehicles.
Nah, it could mean.
It could mean Department of Motor Vehicles, and we don't celebrate them because they don't never be ready when we ready. So we don't celebrate them.
I go to the NBA. Quan, I go to the NBA.
Maryland and Virginia.
I'm in Maryland. I don't deal with DMV, man. We got NBA. So
let me tell you, I deal with all of them. I done been living in all of them. I done lived in Pennsylvania, Minnesota. More. I done went to Largo High School and Kettering. So, and I done been in Arlington and went to Oak Ridge and TJ. So we're all good. I'm all in there. I done been everywhere. I know ain't nobody, getting me fucked up nowhere. We're everywhere.
So yeah, to answer your question, we have Virginia. Well, our partner Rex Carolus, he's from the Virginia Beach area. So I want to say due to him as well as why we really got Virginia, Norfolk. We get a lot of that because he's heavily planted and rooted from there. But yeah, Virginia, DC, Maryland, those are number one cities.
Absolutely.
Our runner-ups are California, of course. It's going to be your Cali, your New York. And then it's Florida. But so recently, I put up a stat for us. We have touched every state in America.
That's all I need.
In Puerto Rico, we have touched every state, and
they know my voice.
The double digits in some now, finally, but we're in triple digits now with many states and downloaded. And I'm talking. This is stats from downloaded podcast audio podcasts. YouTube numbers aren't the greatest. YouTube numbers could get better, and they're getting better. We got 6,000 views thus far, but I got a beef for YouTube and Facebook. I don't really, whatever. But as far as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we're on every streaming platform, and we are being downloaded. And we've crossed waters now. We've also Australia. Shout out Australia. Shout out England. Shout out the Netherlands, Denmark, Russia. China.
Mate.
Yeah, we're everywhere. And I love seeing that the map of America get all colored in. I'm like, wow. And now the countries are doing that. So yeah, it's getting pretty dope.
That's what's up. That is so sick.
Yeah.
No Vaseline.
No Vaseline.
We reached in different, numerous cities and states and countries. It's been cool to see. I think I checked it earlier. There's 322 different cities. There's 27 different countries, but a couple of them at the top are consistent. It's Sweden and Ireland, man. I guess they really dig it.
Wow.
I did hear that in your last podcast. I actually checked out your last podcast. I liked your co-host on that one. You said his name was
Well, so my main co-host is Johnny Keys. His name's Jonathan Willem, but in the band, his nickname was Johnny Keys, and that's just kind of what everybody calls him. One of the other co-hosts is Jarrett Lucero. He was actually the bass player in my band, but it wasn't just because I'm picking old band members, but he actually had a radio show for Clemson out here, which is the more local college. And
shout out Clemson, the Tigers.
Hey.
Look now, this area is so orange, bro. But I'm a Gamecock, and we have sucked years, and they have kicked our ass for I feel like 7 years in a row now. So, but like I said, I'm more of a Steeler, and I also don't run my mouth. I try to teach my boys be humble. When we're good, you'll appreciate it more. Because right now,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
I've definitely forgotten what I was talking about. So that's
You're talking about all the countries you reach, all the cities you reach.
Welcome to being more than
And, oh, you want to
86.
tell me the name of your last co-host? It was Love Beats.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Love Beats. He came in, and he's one of the guys that we have on a good bit. And and that's the guy who played with Green Day. So that's the story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I heard that. So you both were at the concert. You didn't even know you both were there.
We didn't, but we walked in at the same time too, man. Because he was like saying, he's like, "Fuck! If I had just looked up, I would have seen you." And we might not have had this story. So fuck it. I'm glad I didn't run into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Exactly. Let it go. Let it be what it is.
But yeah, some of the other random cities that have consistent downloads pretty much every week, like just completely random ones like Prineville, Oregon, Ashburn, Virginia. Where's Ashburn, Virginia? I should ask you about that.
Not far from here at all.
Not far from me. Exactly.
Down there, Springfield, right?
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
That's it's crazy. One of those other random ones that pops up a lot. Altoona, Iowa, Forest City, North Carolina. And then all the local ones I don't want to get, but we're based out of Greenville, South Carolina, and all the neighbors. Greenville's one of the fastest growing cities in America, and it wasn't cool when I moved here from VA, but now it's actually a cool place.
You made it cool. You made it cool to be there. I like that.
I tell you, I am not. I'm beginning to like South Carolina slowly, and I'm one of those people. Because South Carolina cannot be cool at times, unfortunately, and it wasn't. I didn't have a good experience there. I'll be honest with you.
That's because we go down there and act a fucking fool and think we from the South and we ain't even made it to the South yet.
Quanta, I'm a very tight.
I know.
And I didn't have a good experience, but then I've met people like you say, Greenville, like where you're from. It is extended. Yes. And some people have maybe turned my thoughts. I'm like, okay, it's some folk, unfortunately. And they are, and it feels like you guys are pushing them away a little bit to me. Yeah. It's getting cool.
Well, and that's the thing, man. There's a lot of cool people in the area. There are a lot of conservative, old, their granddaddy's daddy mindset shit. And I hate a lot of that stuff, man. I mean, I don't want to get into all the specifics.
We don't have to, but,
when the whole Confederate flag debate, for instance, like, I know that might not be a good idea to talk about, but these stupid motherfuckers would be flaunting it and running around, and then, like, they come out of a fucking, grocery store or something, and then, someone would walk by them, and then they'd, like, fold it up or hide away. And I'm like, look, you bitch, like, if you know why it's offensive, why the fuck are you doing it? Like, just have a little bit of sense of someone else, around you. And, it's kind of crazy because the March Madness tournament came through Greenville because of North Carolina dealing with the same shit with the flag, and then we had some shit, but they ended up picking Greenville, and I was bartending downtown Greenville when the tournament came through, and I got to meet Coach Frank Martin of the Gamecocks of the basketball team.
Oh,
when we went on the Final Four run that we went on a few years ago. We beat Duke and beat Oregon, beat all these people. I met him like right at the beginning of that run when I was bartending, and it was a cool moment, man. And he signed my hat, and I had to retire that hat. But what's crazy is Jadeveon Clowney, if you're familiar with that fucking monster of a man, he came in a few weeks later and signed the other part of the bill. So that was a cool.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Well, guys, I don't want to keep us on too long. I feel like we had a great show. I really enjoyed it.
Again.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. This was fun.
Yeah, it is fun, and I feel like we got through some of the kinks. We could talk about it off camera, next time.
We'll do it again. Let's do
it again. We'll keep getting better and better at it.
Love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
No problem. Hey, Quanta, so I will end the show by, everybody telling our fans where they can find us at again.
I can start.
Yes, please.
I am Quanta. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I am everywhere. I love everyone. You can ask me anything. You can put it out there, and we'll ask the question if you want to be anonymous. Definitely put yourself out there. We're here with all love, no drama, no smoke. So everybody just be honest with yourself and be honest with each other. and let that hurt go, let that soul glow. Hey.
Amen.
Moving on.
And Ryan, where can we find you at? But you can give us all your plugs for our fans to know how to, locate you or listen to your podcast.
So yeah, we're on all the major platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, all those other little ones too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's Upstate Music Mine, M-I-N-E. So a lot of people think it's Mind. My dad even posted the power of the music mind. Like the first couple episodes, I was like, "Damn it, Dad, no, it's mine." Anyway, Umpod. So UMMPOD.com is our website. It's got the best way to kind of see all the artists and venues and what we're about. But yeah, it's Upstate Music Mine on Facebook and Twitter.
Dope. And you can find me at Super Saiyan Santi. I'm on all platforms. Shout out my boy at Rex Corolla. Shout out OG_Frank. Donate to the podcast. Underneath there, you'll be able to see where you can donate to us. And Ryan, man, it's a pleasure. We'll do this again next week. We'll talk off camera about who we're going to interview next. And you saw my boy Young Show popped up. And then I would love to interview your boy that you were talking about, Max or Dr. Love Beats, either the two.
Hey,
right, yeah.
Bring both of them. I like the Love Beats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bring all that. Definitely.
Well, and honestly,
beat it up.
This week we're doing a little like hip hop slash turntable. Call it like a turntable special where I do a part 1, part 2 because I have a promoter, DJ guy, rapper, as well as another local rapper, and then Love Beats is involved in some of those as well. But I don't want to commit to something too early, but I'm gonna throw those together, I believe, this week, and maybe I can get those guys on board when I talk to them.
Well,
all right.
We just need one of them so we can have that fourth line right there, and then we can knock it out, and then we'll keep that guest rolling, and we'll be the 3 interviewers. It's Quattro.
Yeah.
All right, dope. Hey, Ryan, man, thank you once again. We'll connect. I'll call you. We'll speak tomorrow, man, and we'll talk about what we thought, and we'll keep making it happen.
Let's do it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you too. Y'all have a good one. Peace, everybody.
All right, love, man. Long live go-go.
Hey, yo.
Ain't no promise.
I like the old cup. I said I like the old cup. I like the old cup. Yo. All gas, no brakes, all gas. We in the go-go. Hey, I'm in the go-go. I'm in the go-go. Hey, we in the go-go. We in the go-go. Hey, long live go-go. R.I.P. my pops go-go. R.I.P. the polo. Yeah, we in the go-go. I got my drink in my hand, shawty freak me slow. We in the hood tonight, party in the 2-4. On lock, got the game in the 54. Know I'm smoking good, smoking on the personal. All my good folks bounce around the go-go. Vibrations way different at the go-go. Whole hood take a picture at the go-go. Shawty come and take a picture at the go-go. Sauce cranking, after sauce crank. Yeah, he finna hit a solo. Hey, I said I like the old cup. I like the old cup. She say she like the old cup. Hey, say she like the old cup. Hey, ready? I say we like the old cup. And she ready? Oh yeah, she ready. She ready. She ready. And she ready. Yeah, she gon' let me. Hey, we in the go-go. I like the old cup. Hey, we in the go-go. We in the go-go. We in the go-go. We in the go-go. Whole club bouncing in the go-go. Go-go solo. We in the hood though tonight, so it's all cool. Hey, she ready. She ready.